Ingrid Mattson es profesora de estudios islámicos y directora de capellanía islámica del Centro McDonald para Estudios Islámicos, así como perito de relaciones cristiano-musulmanas en el seminario de Hartford en Hartford, Connecticut. Ella habla de nutrir un genuino islam americano enraizado en la fe clásica, misma que data de antes de que los cismas teológicos, políticos y legales fracturaran la umma, la comunidad islámica universal, hace siglos. Esta fe es la que ella escogió a la edad de 23 años, atraída, dice, por la belleza del Islam, sus etos de servicio y su síntesis de vida y fe en la que cada acto tiene que ver con Dios.
Bienvenidos a un programa más de Dialogando con la Ciudad de las Ideas. Y bueno, el día de hoy tenemos una gran mujer, una persona, y reitero mujer, que es la líder de los musulmanes en Estados Unidos, en Canadá y en México. Realmente la congregación se encuentra en Estados Unidos, pero son mexicanos, canadienses y estadounidenses que creen en el Islam. Lo sorprendente de esto es que la persona que lidera este movimiento islámico es una mujer. Ella nos explicará realmente cuál es la diferencia entre los prejuicios y lo que la gente a veces ha presupuesto de lo que es el islamismo y la mujer y lo que es la realidad. Quédese con nosotros en un programa provocador, porque Ingrid Mattson se encontrará con nosotros en Puebla del 6 al 8 de noviembre para provocarnos hacia dónde va el Islam, qué conciliaciones y qué diálogo tiene con el otro, con el diferente, por qué esto es relevante para la sociedad y para la humanidad en general. La Ciudad de las Ideas en Puebla y hoy dialogando con la Ciudad de las Ideas en Proyecto 40. Bienvenidos a un programa más de la Ciudad de las Ideas, un programa muy especial donde hoy vamos a hablar con Ingrid Mattson, una mujer involucrada en el mundo musulmán que se ha dedicado a los estudios del cristianismo y del islam, y que por supuesto como mujer y bajo su perspectiva hay mucho que aprenderle. Va a ser muy provocadora esta plática y como ustedes saben, este programa es un preámbulo a este gran festival que tendremos en México del 6 al 8 de noviembre sobre las ideas. Ingrid se va a encontrar hablando y debatiendo con gente de diferentes creencias en ese gran subtítulo, en ese gran tema que es ¿en qué creemos? Y recordemos, no te creas todo lo que piensas. Ingrid, it's an honor to be with you here in New York.
My pleasure.
And you come from Connecticut,
Yes,
no?
that's right.
Thank you. Oh, in your own words, who are you? What do you do for a living? In few words, what do you believe? And then we will start talking. Thank you again for the interview.
Well, you're welcome. I consider myself having 3 jobs. The first one is to take care of my family. I have 2 teenage children and a husband who needs a lot of care as well, as we all know. I have my position as an academic, as a professor. I teach at Hartford Seminary, Islamic Studies and Christian-Muslim Relations. And then I am the elected president of the Islamic Society of North America, which is the largest umbrella organization for Muslims in Canada and the United States. And there are a few Muslims from Mexico who come to our events, but not many so far.
How many members do belong to your association?
We represent approximately 100,000 Muslims.
¿Qué líder? You're a leader.
Yes.
What do you think that, why, and if we always make us the same question, why you? Why do you think you were chosen to be the leader?
Well, to some extent, I think it's a natural progression of our community from mostly an immigrant community to Muslims who were born and raised in this country, either second generation or indigenous, meaning that they are from the African American mainly, or some Caucasian, European American
Are you the
Muslims.
first woman that...
I am the first woman, yeah, and I'm the first native-born North American. So I think that reflects the demographics, changing demographics of our community. And more than anything, from more of a ideological perspective, I guess, I think what it shows is that when Muslims are free to choose who they want to be, to organize themselves in whatever way they want without government interference, in a country where they have access to all different ideas in education, that I think is quite interesting that the choice that they will make for a leader is a woman, someone who is educated in a secular and religious context, and who works in a Center for Muslim Christian Understanding. So I think this undermines some of the conceptions or assertions that people make about Muslims, that what they really want is some kind of theocracy or patriarchy, because that's not the choice that North American Muslims have made.
North American Muslims. It's very different the way Muslims in the United States and Canada, and actually the people that you have from Mexico, the Hispanic community in North America, sees the world, their cosmovision, than the Muslims in Far East and in the Middle East?
In some ways, it's true. I think, first of all, we have a more realistic understanding of the West because we live here.
Of the West.
And in a way, the West looms so large in many traditional Muslim countries as a potential threat, or a real threat, in fact, when we've seen the political history of invasion and occupation the last few decades. But it's also sort of this construction that is sometimes a scapegoat, sometimes an elusive enemy, sometimes an object of desire. And living here, we can somehow deal with this issue and get it out of the way with, and then get on to our own identity formation, which is the important challenge for the 21st century. I think one of the mistakes that many people make, whether they're Muslim or non-Muslim, when they look at Islam, is that they look at a particular historical manifestation or a cultural manifestation of Islam and essentialize it, and confuse that with a kind of universal Islam. The way I approach Islam is that this is an impulse. It's a set of relationships to God and to other people that take different forms over time. And the beauty really is in exploring those different forms, those different perspectives, because in the end, if Islam teaches you anything, it's that we are very limited as human beings in our perspective. The reason why God created us in communities in the world with other people is to learn from the others, and it's by that relationship, by that encounter, by seeing the world from your perspective, that in fact I can approach from very distant place, but I can approach a more comprehensive knowledge of the universe and of being.